Mr. McGregor, before we get started, are you registered under a different name to provide a comment? Uh, Good morning. Before we get
How I
started,
can respond? Maybe Alfonso.
oh, I can hear you now, Mr.
I
McGregor.
cannot hear you. Hold on. I'm checking all the.
Mr. McGregor, can you hear me?
I'm checking all the setups. No, I cannot hear you yet.
All right, one moment. Okay, Mr. McGregor, we will take care of that as your comment comes up. But at this time, um, we are going to go on the record in the Colorado Public Utility Commission proceeding number 25A-0194E. I am Kelly Rosenberg, the administrative law judge assigned to this proceeding. This remote public comment hearing was scheduled by decision number R25-0721-I that was issued on October 10th, 2025. At the parties to this proceedings request, I scheduled this hearing to allow members of the public to provide comments regarding the Public Service Company of Colorado's proposed 2627 Renewable Energy Compliance Plan, dispatchable distributed generation procurement proposal, and corresponding modifications to its Renewable Energy Standard Adjustment and Electric Commodity Adjustment cost recovery mechanism. We are here today so members of the public can provide comments regarding the application. This is not intended to be a discussion, and I am not going to offer input on how to interpret any filings or comments. I'm just here to take in whatever comments people may have. On that note, though, if you see me looking to the side, I am almost assuredly taking a note or reviewing a relevant document, but I am listening. Thanks to all of you who are participating in this hearing, as well as those who are observing. I know everyone is busy, and I appreciate you taking the time to participate in this process. I have just a few general comments before we get started. First of all, as you may know, members of the public can provide written or oral comments. Both are given the same weight. Neither is given greater weight of one over the other. If you prefer to submit written comments, there are two ways to submit them. First is through the Commission's electronic filing system that can be found on the Commission's website. And several people and entities have already done that. You can also file a written comment after today's hearing, but I ask that you neither repeat a comment that you make today in writing, nor repeat a comment you've provided in written format today. Today, if you do give a comment, please state your name for the record and spell it if necessary. We don't have a lot of people signed up for this hearing today, but I still am going to ask that you limit your comments to 5 minutes or less. If you believe you need more time than that, go ahead and let me know. And to the extent another person says the same thing you plan to say, you do not need to repeat it. Please just state that you are going to state what, for example, Joe Smith said. And before we get started, we had a couple of participants reach out and request to participate at certain times today. And so we're going to go ahead and accommodate those requests. And with that in mind, if we finish all the comments before 12:30 today, we will then take a recess until 12:30 because one of the participants is asked to participate at that time, make the comment at that time. And at this time, I would ask that Jesse Burley, you are recognized to go ahead and make your comment.
Thank you and good morning. Thank you to the Commission and Judge Rosenberg for holding this important public comment hearing. My name is Jessica Burley. I'm the Sustainability and Parking Manager for the town of Breckenridge, Colorado, commenting on behalf of the Colorado Communities for Climate Action. CC4CA is a coalition of now 47 local governments representing over 1/3 of Colorado's population. Today, I'm asking the Commission to bring forward community resilient hubs as part of Public Service's Renewable Energy Plan. CC4CA supports WRA and City of Boulder's proposals related to these hubs, which provide equitable access to the benefits of distributed renewable energy. Breckenridge has always had to be resilient. Mountain towns like ours face severe weather, forest fires, and other natural threats on a regular basis. However, as the climate warms and becomes less predictable, these threats are being amplified. Communities of all types needs to shore up resiliency planning, and one way to do that is through community resilience hubs. These hubs are community centers that produce solar power and have backup batteries so they can stay in operation during emergencies. They can also serve as community spaces year-round by providing a location where people can go to get connected to energy resources and for community resilience education. For instance, community resilience hubs could become locations where residents go to learn about how to harden their homes against fire and flood. Education like this is key to improving local responses to emergencies and reducing harms from extreme weather events. For these reasons, I asked the Commission to direct Public Service to include a community resilient hub offering as part of this renewable energy plan, with a focus on income qualified and disproportionately impacted communities. This offering is estimated to cost $6.5 million, which would account for less than 1% of the funding within this plan. CC4CA supports the City of Boulder's recommendation to replicate the successful community lighthouse model from New Orleans by creating at least 16 centers across PSCO's service territory, with at least one hub in each of its 9 regions. Finally, CC4CA supports several other City of Boulder proposals. First, we support increasing dispatchable distributed bids that are accepted beyond the 50 megawatt in statute. We support rolling forward unused community solar garden funding as is required in statute. And we support allowing affordable housing providers to participate in the Inclusive Community Solar Program. That concludes my comments today, and thank you again for the opportunity to share our comments on behalf of CC4CA.
Thank you. Appreciate you taking the time to participate today. I am just going to go off of a list that I have, and then if I've missed anybody that is not on the list, we'll go ahead and you'll still be able to provide a comment. Do we have a Whitney Painter available for a comment? Okay, and if not, and I'll come back as well. Brian Klobb. Okay, Charlie Bachman. I will move on to Meg Trausch. Trausch. Skylar Frazier. Devin Reynolds. KK Duvivier. And forgive me if I've mispronounced a name. I don't mean any disrespect. Feel free to correct me if I ever state your name wrong.
I'm present, but I'm planning to submit written comments. I do agree with the previous statement. I've been studying the resiliency hubs, and I think that's important, but I do want to add some things in writing. So thank you.
Great. Yeah. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. It looks like Devin Reynolds. I see a Devin Reynolds here. Would you like to make a comment?
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm just supporting some other commenters. But I
Okay.
didn't realize I was registering for public comment when I registered for the meeting.
No worries at all. Yeah, appreciate you being here and observing. Um, and then, okay, so now it looks like I've gone through the list of people I have, but I will now go with the named people that I see up here. So Paul Coleman, go ahead. You have the floor.
Thank you. I'm not quite sure what to call you, Your Honor, or uh,
Whatever
anyway,
is fine. Thank you is fine.
Yes, I wrote some notes up and I can't find them at the moment. I just jumped on here in between a couple of Zoom calls. I appreciate this opportunity.
Yeah, if we can give you a minute if you need to, or are you ready to go?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, the DGG, the distributed dispatchable generation. Yeah, what I saw from my brief perusal of the proceeding was that there's $7 million allotted to this. And it just blows me away that Excel is planning on spending $22 billion basically gold plating their 20th century system and only $7 million on working on the grid of the future, which is distributed generation, distributed dispatchable generation. This will definitely save customers money because distributed dispatchable generation means that they have to do less work on the distribution system. And if you scale this up, so let's say you're getting 50 megawatts of DGG for 7 million, you could get 100 megawatts for 14 million, even without economies of scale, which I assume there would be some. You could do 1,000 megawatts for $140 million. For that $140 million, you could eliminate the need for a couple of peaker plants. This not only affects the distribution system, it affects the ERPs, it affects the transmission planning, it affects the transportation electric plan. This affects the whole system, and it would save the customers a huge amount of money to not have to beef up this old 20th century system that they're sticking with because that's how they know how to make money. This plan that Excel's proposed is a plan for them to benefit their stockholders, not their ratepayers. If they want to benefit the ratepayers, they need to modernize the system and do it rapidly and on a scale that actually allows them to not build gas-fired power plants. So I'm stunned that we would let them get away with saying we're going to spend $22 billion beefing up this old system, and we're only going to spend $7 million on the system of the future. So I'd like to see the PUC lead on this and drag Excel kicking and screaming into the future. I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your comments. Mr. Tom Hardy, are you wish to speak? You have the floor.
Thank you and good morning. My name is Tom Hardy, and I just appreciate the opportunity to give some brief informal testimony this morning in support of the City of Boulder's proposal. I am a business owner in the City of Lafayette, resident, but also work for the County of Boulder on the team of Partners for a Clean Environment. In that role, I work with businesses, but also a lot of nonprofits and community service providers throughout our community who are very often show very much interest in installing solar installing battery storage, not only to support their primary mission, but also to be part of a networked resilience effort through our community, particularly in events of fire and flood and so forth, community emergencies. And often what I see in that work is that while the installation of renewable energy and storage aligns with their mission and what they're trying to do, it doesn't frequently align with their budgets. And so I see a real need often for support in this area, and the proposal to support these organizations with incentives to be able to provide this capacity, provide this ability to be a networked community resilience, also to be part of a healthy grid when the sun is shining and everything is working as normal. I just really see such a need for that and such a willingness to do it, and having some financial support from the PUC and utilities is a huge part of that I think will go a long way. So really encourage the commission to consider that, and really the vast scalable ability of the existing community service providers, nonprofits in our community to be able to be a big part of that solution with strong financial support.
Thank you. Does that conclude your comment?
It does. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming and making the comment for us.
Thank you.
Zach Swink, you have the floor.
Thank you. Sorry, computer froze right there. Appreciate this time to make this comment. I'm Zach Swank. I'm the Deputy Director for Boulder County's Office of Sustainability, Climate Action, and Resilience. I work with Tom Hardy. And I agree with Jessica Burley and Tom Hardy's comments and the CC4CA's position in support of the City of Boulder's proposal for Community Resilience Hub. And I'd just like to add a couple of concrete examples to further illustrate the value of that proposal. During the power safety shutoff last April, a food bank in Boulder County, Community Food Share, had to throw away 2,000 pounds of food after it spoiled while the power was out. At the time when food security of our most vulnerable populations is increasingly at risk, we should be thinking about how we're supporting the nonprofits who support our most vulnerable populations from power disruption. Community Food Share has solar on the roof that was incentivized by both Excel and Boulder County, but not the battery backup that was necessary to carry them through an outage. Program like the Community Resilience Hub in the City of Boulder's proposal could have avoided that and hopefully will avoid the spoilage of food for nonprofits that are serving our most vulnerable in the future. We also support more community solar gardens. Many of our lowest income and highest energy burden residents live in mobile homes that cannot structurally support rooftop solar, even if they wanted to add it. And low-income solar gardens are the best opportunity for bill stability for residents on fixed incomes that may not be rising as fast as utility rates are rising. With an increasing focus on building electrification, offering wide availability to community solar garden subscriptions is critical to supporting low-income homeowners as they rely more and more on electricity. And that concludes my comments.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate you coming and making those comments for us. We just had an individual join us, I believe. 1 second, I'm going to just now move through the people who I think may wish to speak. Al McGregor, do you wish to make a comment?
Hi, good afternoon, but I have no comments. I really am learning about it. We are an energy company, and I am learning how it's going with PUC and Excel Energy. This is what I am here. Appreciate, but I have no comment at this point.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you for attending and for observing today. Here, Skylar Frazier, would you like to make a comment?
Nope, I'm just here listening in. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, appreciate your time. And at this time, it does look like everybody who wishes to make a comment has made a comment. except we do have one individual who needs to wait until 12:30. And so what we'll do now is we'll take a recess. You're welcome to come back at 12:30 if you wish to continue to observe, or you can log off now and just be done with the hearing for the day. But for now, what I will do is we're just going to take a recess, and then I will at least reconvene at 12:30. So thank you everyone for your time today, and I may see you at 12:30. Otherwise, have a nice day. Thank you. All right, good afternoon. We are back on the record in the public hearing comment for proceeding number 25, comment hearing in proceeding number 25A-0194E. We were reconvening at 12:30. Is for a particular participant who could only participate at 12:30. Is Jean Lim available? All right. What about Julie Zonizer? Did you wish to make a comment?
Yes, please. Hi, hi, everybody, and thank you for being there and taking public comment. I don't have my public comment as well organized as I would have liked, but I am grateful to have this opportunity to talk with you, share some of my views. First of all, I am a South Boulder resident, and I experienced last year's public service power shutoff. And I have frequent little tiny bursts of power outages, and my power lines down here are undergrounded. So I'm a very focused on reliability person. And I guess the things what I see as an opportunity here with this, this particular hearing is to be thinking about, this is the day, it's no longer too late to be really looking at our future grid and how, because of reliability in particular, and just to make it fair to everybody, so everybody has power, I would really like to think about that as a key consideration in this hearing. And the two places I could I would like you to consider, which I believe will require some changes in your how you regulate, relate to how power is shared. And so first of all, I would like for, I produce too much power. I joined two community gardens, and then when they burned down in the Marshall Fire, I put solar on my house, and now the Marshall Fire has gone by and those are producing, and now I'm overproducing. I would really like my neighbor who just bought an electric car to be able to use some of my power. I'm $200 and some over. And so I would like you to consider ways that neighbors could share power. And I don't think it's that complicated. I think well, it'd be complicated for me, but it's not complicated for people who know computers. So I think this could be done. And I would also like for you to please consider how to allow for other forms of locally owned or municipally owned and operated resilience hubs to be able to contribute to the grid as it's helpful. And then when the grid is down, to provide resilience in local communities. And I just think there are a lot of opportunities to help people, especially people who are super impacted by power outages. And I know there's an effort to identify medically seriously compromised people if there's going to be a power shutoff. But a ton of us don't like our power to go out. It interferes with a lot of things in our lives. So I hope you will consider, as you look at the whole concept of distributed dispatchable generation, maybe Excel shouldn't own it all. You know, let's have some local participation. Then there's a little more local control and local decision making. And so those are my main points. And thank you for hearing. And I welcome our grid of the future. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. One thing before you go, only in case this is transcribed in the future, would you mind spelling your last name for the record?
Sure, and you did a really good job of tackling it without any pre-practice. Most people who say it right know somebody who has that name. And Howard Zonizer, the father of the Wilderness Bill, he was the first person who made it a big name. So it's Zahniser, Zonizer.
Great, thank you. Appreciate your time today, and thank you for joining us and making your comment.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jean Lim, if you wish to make a comment, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you very much. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter. My name is Jean Lim, and I'm a Broomfield Council member speaking on my own behalf. Broomfield's commitment to renewable energy is clearly laid out in our greenhouse gas reduction targets. By 2030, we plan a 50% reduction for the whole city and county and a 60% reduction for municipal buildings. We have already done a great deal to move towards these goals, but we still need ambitious action from our utility providers to achieve our targets. I see this renewable energy plan as a key opportunity for Xcel to ensure installation of as much renewable capacity as possible. But there are a few key missing pieces from their proposal that would support this outcome. First, I support the City of Boulder's proposal to ensure that any unused funding for community solar gardens is rolled forward and continues to be used for the same purpose. This is required by statute, but was not included in Xcel's plan. Rolling forward unsubscribed capacity ensures that these funds continue to be used for increasing implementation of solar gardens across the state. Second, I support requests to accept additional dispatchable renewable energy bids above the 50 megawatts required by statute. This minimum was established at a time when renewable energy was more expensive than it is now. Today, it makes more sense to accept any bid that is less expensive than the cost avoided by its installation. Such projects will save ratepayers money, increase deployment of renewable clean energy, and address affordability concerns that are top of mind in the energy space right now. Finally, I support including a requirement for offering community resilience hubs in the renewable energy plan. This tried and tested model not only deploys solar energy that reduces greenhouse gas emissions, it also benefits the whole community by providing distributed energy that will stay on during emergencies. After parts of Broomfield were under pre-evacuation orders during the Marshall Fire, there has been a greater awareness that we need to provide safe shelter to our residents. The Community Resilience Hub model is a common sense, affordable way to provide both climate pollution reductions and equitable resiliency benefits to Coloradans. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate your comments. And at this time, it appears that everyone who is present has spoken, and there were a few individuals I called earlier that don't appear to be here now either. So at this time, I'm going to just thank everyone for your time again. I will consider all comments, oral and written, and I will issue a written decision in the near future, depending on later in time in this process. And so this portion of the hearing is completed, and we are going to go off the record. Thank you, everyone, again for your time.